Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first What's Up Wednesday of 2025, where we are going live on Facebook and LinkedIn every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, leading up to our 22nd annual International Human Trafficking and Social Justice Conference, hosted virtually this year on September 17th through the 19th. So, welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Anna Schramm, and I am the International Conference Planner working at the Human Trafficking and Social Justice Institute at the University of Toledo. And I am so excited to be back this year planning my 8th conference. That is hard to believe, but I love it. Back here year after year. So today I have one of my coworkers with me, Amy LaJess, who is the Director of Programming at the Human Trafficking and Social Justice Institute. So, hey, Amy, how are you doing? Thanks for joining.
I am doing wonderful. And actually, this could be a pseudo What's Up Friday because of the holiday
That's
coming up,
true.
right?
That is
Because today
true.
is technically Friday for many of us. So, what's up
Yes,
Wednesday?
what's up,
What's up
whatever day.
Friday? We're very excited. Any day we'll talk to you about the conference. I'm
Yes.
really excited to be here. Thanks for
Yes.
having me
Thanks
today.
for being here. I think this is actually your first time being on one of our What's Up
It
Wednesdays. We've been
is.
doing this for about 3 or 4 years now. So, give our listeners a little introduction about who you are and the work that you do at the Institute.
Of course. So again, my name is Amy LaJess. Hi, everybody. It's great to see you. I am the Director of Programming, as Anna stated, with her at the Human Trafficking and Social Justice Institute. I am directing several of the programs, and honestly, we do a lot of work in the community. Although I am here at the University of Toledo, all of our work is community based. So we have a focus youth program and a focus adult program, and both of those programs have screeners. The Focus Youth Screener is for individuals 12 to 17 years of age. And in a nutshell, it's to determine if they are at risk of human trafficking or if they have likely already been trafficked. And then the Focus Adult Screener it's being validated as we speak. It'll be for 18 and above. And again, with the same concept to identify if the adult is at risk of trafficking or likely already been trafficked. Now, we are identifying people who, again, likely being trafficked or at risk, but we also have another program. It's called PATH, and it's Partners Against Trafficking in Humans. And PATH is a comprehensive case management referral based program to help people that have been identified as being trafficked. It's to help them on their healing journey, to help them with their next steps. The goal of PATH is to move individuals from a victim to a survivor and then a thriver. Knowing that is not a linear process. All trauma that has been experienced by survivors isn't just solved all in one swoop and they move on to the next thing. But we do stay with them for up to 3 years so we can help them as they heal. So that is what I do here at the University of
Just
Toledo.
just a little bit of stuff. So that is,
A
yeah.
little.
I am so honored to work with you and know you and be a part of the great
Thank
work
you.
that we do at the Institute. So
Thank
this
you.
is our 22nd annual conference, which is wild to think about. The
Yes.
conference keeps getting bigger and better every year. So tell us a little bit how you feel about the growth and longevity of the conference and why do we keep doing this? Why do we keep doing this to ourselves year after year?
Why do we keep torturing you? Is that what the question
No,
is?
yeah.
No, it's not torture, right? We love it. It's hard work, but we love it. I have been honored to be someone who has attended the conference when it was a baby conference. I'm going to call it's a grown-up conference in all aspects. But when it was at the University of Toledo, we were all in person. We were at the student union. I mean, that is years ago at this point. The growth of this conference, I don't have enough words to describe how phenomenal and awesome it is. And those words feel really like not adequate enough for the growth of the conference. I remember when we first started, it was individuals from Ohio and a lot, of course, nationally from the United States. But now to be hold it virtually and to be able to cover I know you know the exact number of countries that have worked with us or that have
I
presented.
actually got it right here.
Oh,
So
very
yeah,
good.
50
Okay.
states
So,
and
I mean,
60 countries.
60 countries to be able to have that interaction from around the world. I know that we're the second largest conference. I think we're right behind maybe Shared Hope or something along those lines, one of those. But this conference has been around for so long, of course, with the leadership of Dr. Celia Williamson, who is a pioneer. That really sounds old. Don't tell her I said that. But she is a pioneer field of human trafficking with all the work she's done. So I have to tell you, there is so much that I like about the conference. The fact that I don't know at the beginning if it was divided up, but I know since you've been in, the fact that there are different tracks for basic and intermediate and advanced, I think is such a bonus because many people attend our conference and are at different levels of their understanding of trafficking. I love to come every year because there is always more to learn about what in the field of human trafficking. So I think you can only come one day. It is absolutely worth your time because of looking through the schedule, so many exciting topics that I want to go to so many. I can't be in the same place at the same time because there's so many great choices. So it's been awesome to watch it grow under your not disguise, your direction. That's the word. Under your direction to see the growth that has happened. Um, it is phenomenal. Anna. You should be very proud, and I'm also proud to be connected to the conference.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It is a
You're
very much of
welcome. You're welcome.
a team effort. So, yeah, what you kind
Yes.
of highlighted some of those things that I was gonna. So, thank you for doing my job for me, highlighting some of the
Oh,
great
great.
things
Okay.
that that's gonna be at this year's conference. So like we like I mentioned, we've had people from 50 states and all 60 countries. We love to continue to expand
Yes.
our global reach. We do have over 110 breakout sessions this year. So a lot to choose from. Like Amy mentioned, we have a
Yes.
variety of topics that you can choose from. And not only for different professionals like healthcare, direct service, legal, law enforcement, but also, like Amy said, different knowledge levels. So people who are just beginning to learn about human trafficking, people who have been learning about it for a while, but kind of want to deepen their knowledge, and then people advanced who have been doing this work for so long and they want to, excuse me, maybe learn about something new. And so we have this wide variety of topics. I love that so much. We also have 20 networking opportunities. So, though this is a virtual conference, we do still really understand the importance of networking and try to provide spaces for our attendees to be able to do that. So, we have over 20 different networking opportunities throughout the 3 days of the conference where people can meet on Zoom calls and talk about different topics,
Mhm.
talk about maybe different things in their fields, talk about different things maybe in their location. So I'm really excited about that. And then again, as Amy mentioned, there's so many topics to choose from
Yes.
that it can get overwhelming. But good news is that we do record all of the presentations, so then
Yes.
you have the ability to watch those webinars as on-demand sessions after the conference for up to 3 weeks. So we do provide that to our attendees because, maybe there's a couple sessions happening at the same time that you want to learn about, or we understand since this is virtual, people are in different time zones and maybe can't attend live. So you can watch these sessions for 3 weeks after the conference. Very exciting. So you will
Yes.
want to make sure that you register so then, you can watch them live, you can watch them afterwards. So if you go to our website, which is traffickingconference.com/register, you can sign up for the conference. A couple things about registration. Survivors of trafficking can attend for free. We have so many survivors who come to this conference. We have specific networking sessions for them. So I love the community that this conference brings and creates for survivors. We also have a significant discount for college students. We know that students are on a very tight budget, so we have a discount for them. And then also, if you are part of a group of who's coming, a group of 4 or more, you get a 15% discount. So all these little ways to save for the conference. So make sure that you register. Okay, Amy, what if you can't register and attend? What if for some reason you are busy as an individual, your organization can't attend or be there virtually when it's happening? Are there other ways to support or be involved in the conference?
Yes, there absolutely are. And I've been honored for several years to be a vendor. So one of the ways is to become a vendor. It's a virtual opportunity for you as an organization or a business to offer educational materials or information about what you do in your community or what you can do for other agencies in your community. For instance, I've been a representative before for Northern Ohio Reach, our local anti-human trafficking coalition. So I used to physically have a table, have all my information out, and talk to people throughout the conference just about human trafficking and coalitions, etc. We don't do that anymore in person. So we are actually in the vendor section under the vendor booths, and we're there to answer questions about human trafficking, to offer brochures about trafficking and anything that has to do with youth or adults and maybe how to keep them safe from trafficking. And there's more things there as well. But if you're a vendor who sells things, which we used to love in person because we would buy all of the earrings, we would buy all of the necklaces. And I'm just pushing the jewelry, but there are also other things that can be sold at your vendor booth. So I think that is a great way for you if you are starting a small business or you're a big business. We don't want to discriminate. Please sign up for a vendor booth so you can sell your items. But the thing I want to push the most, because it's my passion, is if you could donate to the conference in a sponsorship form. There are different levels of sponsorship, and some of those levels include the free vendor booth. They include tickets. And what else do they include, Anna? There's one more thing, right?
They include
Free
we market.
advertising.
Yes, we
Yes,
advertise your
marketing about
logos.
your, yes. And so we will, throughout the time between now and the conference, we advertise what level of sponsorship you're at. So you're getting recognition from the community and honestly from the world. This is an international conference. So we're very much always asking. I'm not afraid to ask. Please look into the sponsorships. See if you are able to. I don't know what the lowest level is, Anna. What is the lowest level? Is
$500
it
is the
500?
lowest level. But you can
And
also
then
donate. We have individuals who, when they register, they'll give like $20 or $50. So we will definitely, take any money that people have the capacity to give. But as far as the sponsorship level, that includes those
yes.
packages and perks. It's $500, and then it ranges up to $5,000.
Yep. Yes. So please, whatever you're able to donate. And if you're saying, well, why would we donate? Well, how about because it helps us to pay the bills of the conference itself. As you know, there's a lot of technology involved. There are other things behind the scenes that need to be covered. But then the money that we raise goes back to the programming that we do at the Institute, and it goes back to our local anti-trafficking coalition to serve our region here in Northwest Ohio. So the money, yes, pays some bills, but you are helping human trafficking survivors. So please consider a sponsorship where you get the free vendor booth, you get some tickets to attend the virtual conference, and then we're advertising for your business or your agency. So please consider that the vendor booths, there is a fee to be just a vendor. Is that correct, Anna, right?
Yeah, just a small fee to help us cover some of
Small
those
fee,
tech things on the side. So for
those
the
tech issues.
resource vendors, with Amy mentioned, are the ones who are just providing resources about the work that you do at your agency, brochures, websites, handouts. That's a $60 fee. And then for retail vendors who are selling items, whatever products that might be, jewelry, some people sell soap, some people sell books, that is an $80 fee. So just a little $20 upcharge since you're selling products. But yeah, so we try to keep it as affordable as possible. But just that helps us kind of cover that part of the technology side of the vendor booths.
Absolutely. And I think, to be honest with you, it is always a great part of the conference to go to the vendor booths, to see who's there. Sometimes there are some, I'm going to say every time, there's something that is going to interest you that you're going to want to purchase. And probably it can be when you're doing that, you're supporting a survivor business, which is a beautiful thing. So please make sure when you come to the conference that you check out the vendor booths also.
Yes, for sure.
I
Thank you
always do.
for
Sure.
plugging the sponsorships. I know
Of
that that's
course.
so important, and people sometimes hate talking about money, but it's what
Yes.
is able to keep us afloat, keep us going, and has helped us to
Yes.
continue to do this for the 22 years that
Two
we've been doing
years.
it. So, now those virtual vendor booths that you talked about, we do have those on our conference web app platform. It's the
Okay.
same one we've been using for the last several years. So if you've been attending the virtual conference since we've done this in 2020, it's the same thing that you should be used to. But I love the virtual conference web app is what we call it. And we are always trying to add new things to it, but we're still going to have that space where you can RSVP to sessions, you can create your own personalized schedule and look through and see what topics or knowledge levels you want to attend. We also, that's where you track your continuing education credits. So we do offer up to 12 CEs in 9 different disciplines. So I can count them off so I can usually remember, but we have social work, counseling, marriage and family therapy, chemical dependency, public health, health education, Department of Developmental Disabilities, occupational therapy, and legal. So that was 9. Okay, I got all 9.
Bravo.
Yeah, we have a lot of various people who attend. So we offer a lot of different continuing education credits. I will let you know that public health and legal continuing education credits have already been approved. So that's very exciting. The other ones are still pending, but we've usually always gotten approval before the conference. So that's a great way. We track all of that information in our conference web app. You can fill out your evaluations, see which ones you need to keep doing. So we do that in there. We also have the virtual vendor booths that Amy mentioned, and we have virtual art exhibits. So art has always been an integral part of our conference, as there's a great overlap between art and the social justice movement for people to show their voice when maybe their physical voice isn't able to speak for themselves. And it's a great healing tool as well. So we have virtual art exhibits for like survivor artists, youth artists, artists who interact with mental health agencies, and then sometimes research-based art. So very exciting with that. I love checking out the vendor booths, the art exhibits, like in between sessions. We also have those available before and after the conference. So conference days can be very busy itself, but you can watch, you can explore those on your own before and after the conference. So, and then finally, we have our conference directory within the conference web
Oh,
app, and that
good.
is such a
Okay.
great way for people
Yes.
to connect and message back and forth with attendees. It's just a great way to promote and collaboration. Another way to network if you can't go to those networking sessions, but just a way to connect with somebody who might live in the same area as you or might be involved in similar work and strike up a conversation. So then after the conference, you can keep that connection going. So all very exciting. But I want to get back to the schedule for this year's conference. So, Amy, you
Okay.
are actually not presenting this year. You often present, but this year you're
That's
off the
true.
hook. You can
I know. I
actually
know.
enjoy the conference and attend the sessions that you want. So, kind of just wondering, is there a particular session or something that you are looking forward to the most at this year's conference?
Well, I thank you for asking because, I want to share with people that as I have grown in my knowledge about human trafficking, a lot of it has started with attending topics that I'm unfamiliar with, attending
Mhm.
those topics at the conference, and then learning about things I'd never heard about. For instance, familial trafficking was very foreign to me, but it is happening in our region. And so a lot of what I've learned and the experts I've met started at the conference. So I think it's important to go to topics. I work a lot with youth programs. I work a lot with survivors. So I always try to attend a survivor presentation because it is always good to hear from someone who has that lived experience. I also, as I said, I go to things about youth because that's the population that I work with. But I wrote down one because it caught my eye. It's called AI and Sextortion Student Vulnerabilities Awareness and Prevention.
Hmm.
That sounds so interesting because, as we all know, AI is starting to infiltrate our everyday lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I would really like to learn more about how AI and human trafficking. I mean, I have an idea how it's not going well. I think that's fair, right? But I'm interested to hear from someone who's done some work on it. But here's the thing I wanted to plug also, Anna, is I wanted to say to people, okay, it's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And Wednesday we're like, woo, woo, woo. And then Thursday we're good. And Friday we're like, oh my goodness, I'm so tired because of our
Long
brains, right? We
days.
get a lot of information. But here's what I want to say to you. This really cool session I just mentioned is at 3:15 on Friday. And that
Mm.
is usually when most people, sometimes if you have a quick coffee or sweets in your life or fruit, you are falling asleep. And I'm going to ask people to really, really look at the Friday sessions for after lunch
Mm.
and on, because I don't know if you do it on purpose, Anna, but I feel like every year when I'm like, I don't know if I can listen to any more, there are juicy topics Friday afternoon still going on. So please try to keep your with you. There's so many great topics. Like I said, I found that AI one. And then something else that always interests me. I did say survivors already. And there was another, I'm sorry, I'm losing it, but it's at,
You're good.
oh, it's with the wonderful professor from Arizona. And I know it's Dominique, but I don't
Yes.
know
She's
his last
presenting
name.
a couple different sessions. So
She
you'll have a
is,
couple.
but
Yes.
she has one, it's like at 1:15 on Friday. So
Oh,
there's a
okay.
great, whatever the times are after lunch. She's after lunch on Friday, and then this great session is the one of the last ones, I think, at 3:15. So I encourage people to try to go the late hours because it's worth your time, no matter what your level of understanding is. But the
Yes.
AI topics are very interesting to me because of the work I'm doing right now with youth.
Yeah, agreed. I do try to keep some interesting topics, new topics for those Friday afternoon sessions. I always hate scheduling presenters at the very last time slot, but all of the sessions are so good and everything you want to hear. So it's just like those happen to be at the end, but they're still so good. And good thing is if you really are feeling burnout or you do need a break, is that you can watch those sessions afterwards. But there is something
Right?
nice about being able to attend it live if you can, so you can,
Yes,
ask questions in the chat, hear directly from them. But yeah, I'm glad that
yes.
you found like your favorite ones are on the last day, last session. So you'll have to, yeah,
Yes.
make it through.
Well,
But
and what you mentioned, I think, is important to repeat is that if you go to the live session, you are able to ask questions of this.
mhm,
If they don't get to your question while the session is happening, they will answer you after the
they
session.
do.
So I think it's, yes, listening afterwards is, if there's a time element happening because you're in a different time zone, I completely understand. But if you can be live, it can be such a more better. It can be a better experience for the because they can interact with the speaker and get their questions answered.
Agreed. Awesome. Well, thank you,
Yeah, of
Amy, for being here. I hope you
course.
enjoyed your first What's Up Wednesday experience. So I appreciate you being here. So, as I
Of
mentioned,
course.
we are going live on Facebook and LinkedIn every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time leading up to the conference. We're going to be highlighting a lot of the different sessions and different topics that we mentioned. We'll have guest speakers on each week to talk about the sessions that they'll be presenting and their experience that they've had with the conference. So we look forward to seeing you back here next week. We're going to be talking about our programming related presentations with two special guests, Brittany Dunn and Aaliyah Azario, who are from Safe House Project. So I'm excited to talk to them. If you do want to learn more about our conference, anything that we talked about, how to register, where the schedule is, how to apply to be a vendor, how to sponsor us, all that good stuff, it is on our website, which is traffickingconference.com. So please visit that, check it out. We're here to answer any of your questions. So thank you so much for joining us today and watching. Thank you, Amy, for being on and being a guest with me. And we look forward to seeing you at this year's conference.
Absolutely.
Bye,
Thanks,
everyone.
everybody. Thank you.